It's been a minute since I've played this game. Hopefully, I still have the New Game Plus file. Hmm.
The year was 2027. Advances in biotechnology were helping people improve their physical and mental abilities to an amazing degree. Provided, of course, they had enough money. A new breed of people was emerging, half human, half machine. And in Detroit, at least, not everyone was happy to see it. I'd just landed a job as head of security at Sarif Industries, a cutting-edge biotech firm. David Sarif himself handpicked me for the job. Said he needed me to keep his people safe. My ex, Megan Reed, was one of them. Brilliant neuroscientist, Megan had found a way to make augmentation safe and affordable for everyone. All she had to do was present her research to Congress. But the night before her big meeting, my security measures failed. A team of Black Op mercenaries stormed into Sarif headquarters, massacring everyone in sight. 3 of the mercs were heavily augmented little tanks. Their mission? Take out Megan and her team. I tried to stop them. Their leader tossed me through a plate glass wall. Last thing I heard as his bullet slammed into my brain was Megan's dying scream. I should have died with her. Only I didn't. High-end military-grade enhancements saved my life. The best augmentation Sarif's money could buy. It took me half a year to get a feel for it. Should have taken longer. But 6 months into my recovery, Sarif Industries was attacked again. This time by a radical group of pro-human purists. Violent, militant, and fanatically opposed to human augmentation. They claimed to be members of Humanity Front, a non-profit organization that wanted the UN to limit biotechnology research. The thugs broke into Sarif's factory and found machinists working overtime on the top-secret military augment called the Typhoon. Sarif sent me to retrieve it. And when I did, I found one of the so-called purists next to it, wired with cerebral implants, trying to download its classified specs. Obviously, something more was going on. The Aug killed himself before I could question him. Sarif ordered me to dig deeper, so with the help of Frank Pritchard, Sarif's head of cybersecurity, I did. Turns out a second hacker had been controlling the Aug's actions from somewhere off-site. Pritchard and I tracked his signal to a secret female internment camp in Detroit. The Black Op mercenaries were there. The same mercs who'd left me for dead 6 months before. Figured they'd try again when they saw me. It wasn't so easy for them this time. They took out the tank named Barrett. Even got him to give me a new lead. A penthouse apartment in China. Of course, we both knew it would be a trap in the end. Hengsha Island, China. Home to a city so crowded, they had to build a second city on top of it. Trying to find clues in Hengsha wouldn't be easy. Lucky for me, I wasn't alone. Farida Malik, Sarif Industries' ace pilot, had lived in Hengsha before. A good person to have on your side. She knew enough about the place to get me around. Malik dropped me in the lower city, close to the penthouse Barrett had told me about. Belltower Associates, a private security firm under contract to the Chinese government, had agents tossing the suite when I arrived, just not for the reason I'd been expecting. It turns out the man who lived there was a criminal hacker named Van Bruggen, the same hacker who'd been remotely controlling the Yog in Sarah's factory. Van Bruggen's panicked decision to force the man to commit suicide had been a mistake. Now his mercenary partners were gunning for him, and I needed to find him before they did. Locating Van Bruggen meant playing nice with the triads, anxious organized crime lords. They had the hacker holed up inside a little red capsule hotel. By the time I found him, Van Bruggen had no qualms giving him the warning pirate. Zhao Yunru, president of the Tryin Medical Corporation. According to Van Bruggen, Zhao wanted to monopolize the augmentation industry and had hired Black Ops mercenaries to destabilize her competition. Seraph Industries was at the top of her list. To prove this, I needed to get inside TYM and grab a surveillance hologram off a server. I suspected Van Bruggen was hiding something when he told me this, but nothing could have prepared me for what I saw. Megan wasn't dead. She and her 4 best researchers had been kidnapped, spirited away somewhere while their kidnappers made it look like they were dead. Desperate to learn more, I confronted Zhao in her penthouse. She claimed to be a pawn in a bigger plan and hinted at a group so powerful it controlled global interests at a whim. Then she slipped into a panic room, forcing me to make a very quick exit. I figured Zhao was lying, but part of her confession made sense. David Seraph had been worried about his people. So worried, he'd required all of them to have subdermal locator devices surgically implanted. The GPOs would have been broadcasting the day of the attack. Zhao sent a single call to Picus, the world's leader in global 24-hour satellite news, and turned those signals off. I needed to fly to Picus headquarters in Montreal if I wanted to learn more. Eliza Cassan, Picus Communications' First Lady of News. Malik thought I was reaching when I told her Eliza was involved in this. The world's most famous news anchor, working with a mercenary hit squad. But when I confronted Cassan in her office, she freely admitted to jamming Detroit satellites the night Megan's team had been taken. Since she's just been following her commands, I suspected she wanted to say more. But Black Ops mercenaries showed up looking to shut us both down. And just like that, the Eliza I'd been talking to disappeared. The mercs were led by an augmented killer I crossed paths with twice before, Fedorova, a woman who'd made silence her best friend. She waited for me to track Eliza's transmission to a secret server room underneath the Picus complex, then jumped me from behind. A deadly fight ensued. I made sure she never moved silently again. With Fedorova down and no one left to keep Eliza quiet, she reappeared. Turns out Picus's First Lady of News wasn't a lady at all. She was a sophisticated AI program, engineered to monitor data streams and control what people believed. Eliza told me the mercs had brought in a Humanity Front doctor named Isaiah Sandoval to remove the scientist's implanted tracking devices while Detroit's satellites were down. She also told me to speak to David Seraph if I wanted to learn more. By the time Malik and I got back to Detroit, tensions between normal and augmented citizens had reached a flashpoint. Riots were breaking out in several cities, and the UN was being urged to intervene. Seraph was trying hard to convince Hugh Darrow, the inventor turned philanthropist who'd once been a leading proponent of enhancement technologies, to help stop a possible regulatory vote. Seraph had a long riding on Darrow. Megan's discovery would have given millions of people a chance to evolve beyond their normal human abilities, and at the same time catapulted Seraph Industries to the top of the Fortune 500. According to Seraph, Megan's kidnappers knew this, and didn't want people evolving unless they controlled how it was done. He called his enemies Illuminati, and urged me to keep searching. Determined to do so, I tracked down Sandoval via America's most outspoken augmentation opponent, Bill Taggart, Sandoval's boss and founder of Humanity Front. Sandoval admitted to operating on Megan's team when I confronted him, but said he hadn't removed their GPLs. He'd merely switched them to a different frequency. Pritchard was able to trace one of the signals to China. Malik and I immediately took off in pursuit. Unfortunately, the Illuminati were one step ahead. Ambushed, shot out of the sky by Bell Tower associates seconds after entering anxious airspace. Malik's piloting skills saved me. After a tense operation, I escaped into the lower Hampshire. The tracking signal I was following led straight to the Triads, or more specifically, to the augmented arm of Tong Si-hung, leader of a gang of augmentation harvesters. Tong said they'd taken the arm off a corpse, which Bell Tower had left at their door, meaning that at least one of Seraph scientists was dead. Maybe not the rest of them, though. Tong pointed me to a port used for human trafficking and helped me slip aboard a Bell Tower ship. We were sailing to Rifleman Bank Station, a military base in the South China Sea. Bell Tower was holding kidnapped civilians as prisoners there, and using them to perfect the Chiron Project, a human-computer interface that left most of its test subjects dead. My search for Megan would have ended then, if not for a mysterious ally named Quinn. In exchange for my help exposing Bell Tower, he slipped me aboard a second ship headed to Singapore and an Illuminati-run biotech facility called the Mega Ranch. 3 of Seraph's scientists were there, forced by their captors to create a technology capable of remotely shutting down augmented abilities. Thanks to an emergency recall notice issued by the World Health Organization, millions of people all over the world already had the biochip installed. With the help of the scientists, I tracked Megan to a private section of the ranch. There, I ran into Yaron Namir, the walking tank who put a bullet in my brain the first time we met. He'd teamed up with Zhao and was hoping to catch me off guard. A little ambush didn't work. I found Megan in a suite belonging to Hugh Darrow, the billionaire philanthropist who Seraph had called on for help. Darrow had convinced her to go along with the biochip plan by promising to sabotage the tech. As she was explaining this, Darrow appeared in a global broadcast, telling the world that augmentations would be the death of mankind. Then he activated the biochips to prove his point. All over the world, augmented people flew into a killing frenzy. Darrow had betrayed everyone, and it was up to me to set things right. To do it, I had to reach Panchaea, a massive installation in the Arctic Ocean. As I raced through corridors built by an all-augmented workforce, I saw death and destruction firsthand. By the time I shut down Darrow's broadcast, I knew the damage he'd done. Still, humanity's future remained unclear. How would the world react to this sabotage? Would people ever regain their faith in augmentations again? What would be the Illuminati's next move? Only time could give us the answers.
It's one hell of a recap.
We are human beings. Each and every one of us. This must not go on. This injustice must end.
An increase in the number of terrorist attacks highlights the danger posed by augmented citizens.
I once thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
Help me.
Sometimes you just have to let go and embrace what you've become. They've worked from the shadows for years, shaping the future, manipulating lives, controlling information. Innocents have died as they play their game.
We will not sit idly by and allow our rights to be eroded out of fear and ignorance alone. We will not be held by to-getters and treated as outcasts. We will stop at nothing.
The world is different now. The old rules no longer apply. So much pain. So many lies. Their darkness must end.
This shall be your fight as well, brother. The promise of a golden age is over.
It's a pretty sick trailer. Hell yeah.
I won't let it happen again.
How did we get here?
Technology is advancing at a phenomenal rate. Artificial eyes to cybernetic limbs.
The promise of a better future.
We now have the choice to free ourselves from any kind of limitation.
Strength, power, speed. Now I focus on what really matters.
Have these augmentations really been
There are people who
tested?
say that what is happening is unnatural, that we're playing God. But people were scared of electricity.
And where would the world be without
What happens if this technology falls into the wrong hands?
diseases or viruses that could wipe out the human race?
Feel the terror of being witnessed.
What kind of madness has gripped mechanically augmented people? 9 million deaths confirmed and counting.
This is an attack on humanity and the universal values that we share.
These people are hacked. They have no control.
What is the appropriate response? And can we actually protect ourselves from this happening again?
I have no idea what happened. I would never.
At what point will governments consider the idea of segregation for all our sakes?
We can be politically correct, or we can be foolish. But it's going to get worse and
The
worse.
Czech Republic adds its voice to a growing list of countries calling for the relocation of its
We
augmented
have
citizens.
no
Reports of
choice.
severe shortages of the drug neuropathy required to inhibit the rejection of augmentations.
Inside an anti-augmentation sentiment, thousands of
It doesn't matter how many idiots you get out there on the street. We will not relinquish our limbs. Do you understand?
What's happening on this planet is a mass fear-mongering in the mainstream media pushing this narrative.
The others are suffered severe facial
Incident after incident after. You need to be afraid because they are coming for you.
We will not be made slaves to corporations. We will rise up.
To them, we are the enemy.
You see what your kind are doing?
My kind? You sound just like them.
You live like this anymore. This violence is completely out of control.
is being paid for this corporate militants.
What do they have planned for us?
Why are they building concentration camps?
What's going on out there?
Teachers moving their way to the streets.
One way to deal with these bloodthirsty fanatics.
A lot of people die. Now you want to take away our freedom? You will pay for it in blood.
Mental domination looks like the Offender Rights Coalition denies responsibility.
The Separation Act has been passed into law, effective immediately.
Convicted persons are being asked to move to safe and secure segregated districts.
I don't want them to take me.
We are still your neighbors, your brothers, your sisters. We lost us. We lost everything. Our dreams, our innocence.
Where are you taking her? Where are you taking her?
Our humanity.
Interesting. I don't know what really that was about. Alright. I don't remember where it was. Surely we can do new game. Oh. I think we did that one last time. Now we just do that.
I once thought I could save the world. Now look at it.
In yet another augmented terror attack, 251 passengers aboard Sister Airlines Flight 451 were killed. When an augmented passenger broke into the plane's cockpit, it ruthlessly butchered its flight crew. Details recovered from the black box recorder suggest that the man may have been suffering flashbacks to the AUG incident. That horrible day 2 years ago when augmented people all over the world flew into a psychotic killing spree, causing the greatest loss of life in recent history.
Sometimes you just have to let go and embrace what you've become.
Not gonna go all monkey on us now, Hansa. Are you?
Well, if I do, McCready, I guarantee you'll never see it coming.
Agent Jensen, am I gonna have a problem with you?
No, sir. No reason to assume you would.
Good, because you are the only augmented operative on this team, and I intend to make good use of you. Listen up, all of you. We've got a sandstorm barreling down our ass, and we can't afford to make mistakes. We're going after this man, an arms dealer named Shepard. He's ex-Bell Tower, one of the Special Forces commanders who disappeared during the incident.
And he's come out of hiding.
That cannot be good. It's not. He's selling weapons and military-grade augments to terrorists. This is a run scene. The undercover agent who lured Shepard out of his hole. Best you see Interpol's got. For 3 years he's worked hard to get him tight with the Jinn, an Iraqi smuggling cartel that's infected the Eastern Hemisphere like a plague. Last week, our arms dealer sent a message to the Jinn, offering to sell them a shitload of black market merchandise, dirt cheap. They told Singh to handle the buy.
They're not going to like it when Interpol disrupts their party. Is Sing's cover really that good?
It is right now. We need to keep it that way. This is where the deal's going down. A half-finished high-rise hotel that's been abandoned ever since the incident. It's not a pretty picture inside.
Let me guess. Most of the laborers were augmented with heavy-duty industrial rigs. So when the incident hit, and they all went schizo, things got gruesome real fast.
And no one, except for some homeless junkies, have been inside the place ever since.
What's the plan, Director?
Singh's meeting Shepard on the ground floor, inside the hotel's main atrium. He sent the bulk of his gin crew to the penthouse levels to secure a vantage point. I want McCready's team to take up positions overlooking the atrium and make the arrest. Jensen, you're going in solo from the roof.
My objectives?
Keep the gin from joining the party. As far as we can tell, only one route connects the atrium to the penthouse level, a halfway decent elevator shaft. Here. I want you to block access to it.
Fine. Just cut me loose.
Do you plan on relying solely on your augments for this one? I'd recommend taking a little hardware, just to be sure.
Man. I always go for stealth just
Might
because
be
you
easier
get.
to maintain his cover if he's not the only one still breathing when this is done.
Smart thinking.
Yeah, but if anything does happen to him, you will be telling his wife. After you get out of the hospital, of course.
What about range? There's lots of wide spaces and high ceilings in there, but a number of tight and constrained rooms too.
So it's a crapshoot, really.
Never was one to play the odds. Give me something I can use up close.
You got it. One last thing, Jensen. Singh said that Jin are using some sort of portable Wi-Fi device to boost communications. He's got a better chance of maintaining cover if you disable it.
I'll keep an eye out for it. We're not on the clock here. You said there's a sandstorm moving in.
There is, and we got the intel on this mission at the very last minute, so we're scrambling a little. If it comes to it, your number one priority is keeping the Jin out of that atrium.
Copy that.
I will put away your heavy thoughts, gentlemen. We're approaching the target. You're up first, Jensen. Let's do this.
Task Force Actual. This is Knife Leader. Engage hush drives and descend to Angel 1-5.
Dude's a baller.
Team leader, this is Jensen. I'm on the roof.
Solid copy. Move into the building. The access route you need to block is at the far end of the penthouses. And keep in mind, the direct route might not be the easiest one.
Roger that.
McCready will advise once his team is on the ground. Miller out.
Oh man, this is my inventory from my last game. Yes. Stun gun. Dang. I got a lot of crap. Well. That's right. Ah, damn, I got a lot of stuff. Remote action, what's this?
Jensen, we're moving through. Oh, fuck.
What's wrong?
The Jet have got a few Jennies up and running. We're gonna have to hack keypads.
You should enjoy McCready. They have colors and shapes. Just remember, red means bad.
Fuck you.
Ow. Yep. So now I really can't touch the floor. We'll get shocked all the hell. I don't remember how the hacking works. I remember that. Alright. Data scan, use location. Data stores. Hidden firewalls. Gotcha. C button, huh? Okay. Fortify. Where are we going? Where are we going? Oh. Okay. Can you? There we go. Now we can see. Jesus.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Good thing that was basic. God, I don't remember some of that shit, but fuck that.
I think that. I've blown others with the eye.
Night night. Because I don't remember. I need to like just go invisible. And I used to have stuff hotkey. Looks like there's gas grenades. Spirit. Oh, let's move silently. Nope. What did I just do? Oh shit. First I just told everyone we're here. So that's F2. So 1, 2. Gosh dang. Unassign all. Let's see. Let's put you in slot. Cloaking, Titan, cloaking, smart vision. So move silent. I don't use Typhoon because I'm generally just trying to be quiet about shit. see what happens. What? How? How can you see me? How the F could he see me? Let's... Shh, Nikes. Latest autosave. Yeah. Oops. I mean, we got it because we want that bonus. We want that ghost bonus. We probably won't get it.
I think that's the best.
That's right. Let's see. Invisible. Biostone.
I'll do
Answer G. Torrent, augmentations, quick slots, various quick slots, hacking.
another sweep in the eye. Just to make sure.
علمني إذا أي شيء.
Jesus. I don't think that was us. What? Somebody just got... Oh, damn.
أنا ما بحبش هذا المكان لأنه بخوف عن آخر. هذه الصفقة للأبد.
Just need that dude to turn around. That's right. Get him the fuck out of the way.
هذا الطريق.
Ah, he saw me. Fuck. Didn't go quick enough. Bloody hell. That sucks. We were doing really good. And this is what makes this game take so long. Pretty much. Alright.
I think that's the last.
إحنا ما بدنا أحد ثاني يحط هذه العملية في خطر قبل ما يصل تاجر الأسلحة.
I'll do another sweep in the eye, just to make sure.
علمني إذا أي شيء.
Too bad I can't get them both.
في شيء غلط بالمكان. بلاش هذا المكان لأنه بخوف عن آخر.
I'll turn around. There you go. See, once you reset the area enough times, you fucking figure out exactly what you're supposed to do. It would have been the total passive way to take. Could have used the trank gun from up here. Yep, probably. Cool. Just gotta make sure there's nothing cool in the way. Let's see.
Anomaly detected. Trace program initiated. Access granted.
Jensen, Mac, listen up. Doppler shows that sandstorm's moving in fast. It's big, and it's gonna hit us hard. God, I hate the fucking desert. Confirm visual? I can. Time is not on our side.
Copy that.
Solid copy.
Not a fan of what they've done with the locker situation in this one. Sell it for some credits. I don't think there's anybody that actually needs that shit. Surprise. I boosted it. It's biocell, alright. But I thought, oh, that's right, because they were hotkeyed in. And we're biocells. Here we go. We'll put you, or no, that's a hypost. No. It said no. Examine, move. Can I assign? Thought I could assign hotkeys right where I can. I know I can somehow. Combine move to scenario. Where? Bad things are happening. There we go. How about that? Well, probably biocells won't need them, so that'll work. Alright, what is this? Yeah. Pick that up. Okay. It's just junk. Typhoon ammo. Your officine is worth money. We do not need this. Probably just sell it. Or, can't bring it down. Damn. Let's try it. Where do we have grenades? Grenade launcher grenades. Machine gun pistol we never use. We'll just pick up whatever we can carry right now until we can sell it. That's cool. So, bye, Felicia.
Last thing we need is the comes breaking down. Same.
McCready, how you making out?
Slower than expected. It's like someone stole a fucking cemetery down here.
Say again?
When the shit hit the plan in 27, the rush must have been for the stairs. There's corpses everywhere. A lot of your cousins are here too, Jensen. You want me to grab you any spare parts?
No parts. But I take mine with cream and 2 sugars while you're asking.
Excuse me.
Nothing here.
Oh, excuse me. Oh, yeah, cancel. They stand together for half a second. Five.
All is right as per they.
Drop him, drop him. It's also tempting.
Nothing to report. Over. When are we getting out of here? He's beneath the land. Anything? Good.
Jensen, what's your 20?
Working my way through the penthouses.
Remember to keep an eye out for the Jin's communications booster. If you can, disable it.
Right. Do that.
Is there a way to track that? No.
We've got. كنتش سامع بس. كل اللي انا عايزه ان اخرج من المكان الكئيب ده. لا مفيش حاجه هنا كمان. مفيش حاجه، دايما مفيش حاجه. خلينا نفتش الدور ده تاني. Okay. We need to get out of here. انا شامي في المكان ده.
Nope, shit, they saw me.
المنطقه كلها متأمنه. حقك. انا شامي في المكان ده ريحه الموت بالدم. Are you talking to me? ايه؟ حاجه؟ طيب ماشي نشوف. الجو ابتدى يتحرك قوي. احنا عملنا فيه مخالفه. ممكن يكون واحد مننا. خلي بالك.
Damn it. Not quick enough. I never just play through this thing and like blow everything up and not care about stealth. I guess. Oh shit! Yeah, what the fuck? Oops. Once you don't need experience anymore, I guess it doesn't matter. You should just run through and blow everything up. Fuck being quiet about it. Until then, Spider-Man. Let's go. The fuck? I turned on the radio.
المنطقة كلها متأمنة. حاول. لا مفيش حاجة هنا كمان.
Do not like the storm. It's moving too quickly.
Damn it. I gotta get that guy up top. Actually, we might just switch games.